saw it, the figures were skyrocketing, showing the interest in this live address, and also a clear indication that he is still by far the most popular man in Zimbabwe. And a lot of people are pinning their hopes on Blessed Geza. Let me greet you and love you on this live broadcast and welcome you as well as our guest on this channel as we are looking into what Blessed Geza has actually put on the public domain with the intention of helping you to understand the issues at play. So welcome, Traore, on our live broadcast once again.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me on the show.
Should the people of Zimbabwe smile at what Blessed Geza has just delivered now?
Definitely. He really spoke with so much confidence. And that's one thing to take note of. It's unlike other presentations where he was giving, where he was addressing the people. This time around, he was really determined. And he spoke with so much confidence. And the good thing about it is, for once, he's starting to give time frame of when they're likely to bring about change to Zimbabwe, and is actually taking on the regime head on now, and it's something which is very positive.
And also part of the things that he reveals is that they are going to be taking the Mnangagwa faction a task, especially during the ZANU-PF conference. He has actually promised to punish, and he named individuals who have been actually at loggerheads with retired General Chiwenga. Just expand on this. How will this be done? Do they have the support in the grasp of ZANU-PF?
Geza was actually sending a warning to the people because battle lines have been drawn now, and people have been before it's too late, and he's even extended that same offer to giving you up until conference. By the time conference starts and you have not yet made a decision, then we are tackling you hands on. Now, it's obvious the route at which Mnangagwa is going to be removed. Everyone knows it because now he's been given the platform to have a smooth transition of power and hand over power to the next leader, who happens to be General Chiwenga. And in this case, Mdara Geza was specific. Mnangagwa, you have failed. You have refused to change. You've been parading Gananda to the rest of the world, and it's time you hand over power to General Mnangagwa, to President Mnangagwa. And the main reason being that every single day now allowing Mnangagwa to be in office interprets to more suffering on the citizens of the nation. So it's really time up. Now it's head on. It will actually strain tensions also between Mnangagwa and General Chiwenga, because obviously Comrade Geza has always been backing General Chiwenga.
Yes, it was actually quite clear that he is backing General Chiwenga. And General Chiwenga has never come out publicly and actually denied Blessed Geza. I think we know that much, that he has never denied Blessed Geza. He has never even commented on Blessed Geza. He has decided to be quiet. Now, let's look into the ZANU-PF conference, because it appears it will be highly explosive. Blessed Geza has vowed that during that conference, they would be dealing with people who have been embarrassing retired General Chiwenga. Now, tell me, what may be going on into the mind of the identified people? The list was actually paraded publicly. What must be going on in the mind of your Tatenda, Daniel Gawe, and others who were listed by Blessed Geza?
Now, the environment which all of us have just gotten into is the 2017 scenario. Like you rightly said in the previous discussion, history is repeating itself, and Blessed Geza is actually told people to fasten their seatbelts, and he's even spoke about mobilizing people at the ZANU-PF conference to face Mnangagwa head on and say no to the 2030 mantra, meaning to say now eyes will be open to anyone who is going to be doing the slogan of 2030 right at the ZANU-PF conference. So it's actually a tricky situation, and people need to make a choice before it's too late. And he was actually sending a warning that failure for these people to take heed of the warning which Comrade Geza has just given, it will call for drastic consequences on these people.
And he has already said so, especially individuals such as Owen Muta Ncube, and the list. I mean, he mentioned the list. I don't have actually to have to repeat the list. They have been seemingly blue-ticking Blessed Geza. Do you think they are going to continue to blue-tick him now that he has actually, and also comment on Blessed Geza mentioning the name of Tino, must be Tino Machakaire, the youth leader of ZANU-PF, saying he thanks him for, I mean, because his eyes have been opened and he has chosen to be on the right side of factionalism within ZANU-PF. Does that not strategically put him in trouble in ZANU-PF?
Would you mind rephrasing?
Yes. Did you hear the question? I am saying he actually dropped the name of Tino Machakaire. He has actually decided to join the right side. Now, does that not strategically put him in trouble?
Obviously, it is definitely going to put him in trouble because, mind you, he's a minister appointed by Mnangagwa himself. And now, Tinmak has been labeled as a flip-flopper. We need to be honest with each other. And people have been saying, this guy, we don't really understand him. One moment, he's acting as if he's on the number one side. And the next moment, he's acting as if he's on the vice president's side. And in this case, he did something in particular that has actually shown that he's a team player for which side. And in this case, Comrade Bombshell Geza has just confirmed that Tinmak Machakairi is on General Chiwenga's side. And it makes a lot of sense because Tinmak was blasting Garwe there in Wedza when just because Garwe has been threatening people, he's been victimizing people for exercising their constitutional right, that no, we're saying no to term extension. And Garwe was saying no, everyone must fall in line and support Vision 2030. And Tinmak came out and said, no, we must not do this. So obviously, Tinmak is starting to support General Chiwenga. Why? Because they come from the same area. So it would be prudent for him to go and support someone who's coming from the other side. And like it says, charity begins at home. So he's showing and giving confidence to the people that the right thing to do at this point is to support Vice President Chiwenga. And also, he's standing in to give confidence to people who are within the system that at some point people need to start speaking out because our reputation is at stake here and war is coming. Like we mentioned before, war is coming. This is now obvious. There's no two ways to go about it. Comrade Bombshell Geza means serious business, and whatever side a person is going to take will determine you will go as far as politics is concerned. So Tinmak has just been confirmed, and we stand to see what is going to happen. And obviously, this is just ushered in a new era. Definitely starting from tomorrow, it's definitely going to be a busy week.
Yeah, it is definitely. I know. And also, Blessed Geza, having said this, don't you think now he has actually strategically divided ZANU-PF members at the moment? Because was this not a signal of saying now is the right time to choose the position? Are we not going to see the other faction reacting in some few days? Because the statement on its own, it was separating oil from water, in my view. Going forward, are we not going to see, some form of fighting, blood being shed in the process?
Definitely, it's now a matter of life and death because now people need to be fair and understand that Comrade Bombshell was actually telling people either you're for us or you're against us. And it's war because he didn't mince his words. It's all about removing Mnangagwa from power. Mnangagwa has to go, and he's been given a chance to hand over power in a smooth way. And Bombshell Geza has got the backing of the Zimbabwean masses that it's time that Mnangagwa ships out.
And also talking about masses, he also said now it is the responsibility of everybody to make sure that Mnangagwa is removed. In simple terms, what was he trying to say? Because he did not only... Yes, I was cutting. I mean, he said now it is the responsibility of everybody to make sure that Mnangagwa goes. What is the meaning of that statement?
At this point in time, everyone has to be a team player. Be it you're in the military, be it you're in the police force, be it you are in the ZPS, every sector, everywhere where there's a Zimbabwean citizen, he has to be a team player and start doing something towards removing Mnangagwa from power because he's a failed leader. This, he didn't mince his word. Mnangagwa is failed. He continues to parade Zvigananda, and therefore everyone has to start doing something. Just like, as an example, like what Tinoma Chakaire has done. People need to start speaking up. People need to start acting up so that come conference time, people audible voice and say enough is enough. This is the exit point of Emmerson Mnangagwa.
And also, it did not actually have kind words to the family of Mnangagwa. Depicting to a larger extent how they are actually entrenching corruption in Zimbabwe and saying they are the ones who are now running the country. What's your take on that?
Now, what hurts Comrade Bombshell Geza is these people have been taking him for granted. He's someone with a strong military background and is also a war veteran. And he came in at a point in time when Zvigananda have been misbehaving. And therefore, when he started to talk to these people, he was actually engaging in them in a nice way that it's time that you take measures to counter the strategy of Zvigananda's because you've been are trying to capture you. Therefore, you need to resist them and deal with them at this point in time and set clear the issue of succession. But the first family did not take heed of the calls from Comrade Bombshell Geza, and that I feel actually provoked Comrade Bombshell Geza, and this is why he's coming hard on this first family because they are seeing him as a joke, you see. And also, he's been talking for quite a lot of time, promising people action, and there's not really much that has been happening. So everyone. You cannot separate Comrade Bombshell Geza from certain generals that are within the system and is appealing to them that those that want to do something, this is the time. And those that don't want to partake in the process, you are working, you're conniving with Zvigananda.
And you know, I like the fact that he mentioned all the generals, Valerio Spanda, and even the ones that have been appointed by Emmerson Tambuso Mnangagwa. Can you tell me what may be going through now to the name of, to the mind of Mnangagwa, hearing that even the ones that were appointed by him have been called to action?
Now, it's a tricky situation for him because he's trying to figure out what exactly has been happening during the 2 months whereby Blessed Geza was not addressing the people. He's trying to put one and one together on what exactly was happening, especially the mentioning of one of his cabinet ministers. He was playing a pivotal role. The youth constitute quite a big number as far as the electorate is concerned. And therefore, Mdara Geza comes out and he mentions He applauds Tinmak Machakairi for having done something good. So obviously he's in a panic mode because he doesn't know to what damage, to which extent has his system been penetrated. And obviously this will really anger him, and he will take drastic measures to try and set an example that any acts of betrayal will be heavily matched.
I'm really, especially, I did not see the issue of Tinoma Chakaire coming through. I'm interested. I'm even looking at social media to see maybe he responded following what Blessed Geza has just said. And now the issue of Tinoma Chakaire, with also what George Charamba has actually been saying, that he feels there are people who are supporting Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa. And do you think it's Tinoma Chakaire alone, especially amongst the ministers of Mnangagwa, that have moved to the other side?
Definitely, he's not the only one who will be painted black, because there are other ministers that have not been on with the 2030 mantra, and definitely these people, these areas will be revisited. And the funny thing that has been happening, there has been talks shuffle lately drowns in the streets that Mnangagwa wants to carry out a cabinet reshuffle and resign and also appoint certain figures that he sees fit and very loyal to the 2030 cause. And obviously Kudakwachita Chitagwire has a hand in also a hand picking and recommending some of the people which they want to be constituting so that they can work together hand in glove to try and position Kudakwachita Chitagwire for the vice presidents, and the push into the central committee right through to the polite. So we'll definitely see many people on the firing line.
I see. So, do you think that having revealed this, Mnangagwa is going to act on certain people very soon? I mean, because I hear you talk of a reshuffling, of which in my mind, it may be possible. Do you think he will act emotionally? And what do you think may be the actions of the Zwikanandas hearing this message? To me, Blessed Geza was more determined, more resolute. And that's why when I started, I said, should he be taken lightly? Even hitting that table, I mean, he did not laugh today. It was serious business.
Definitely. There was so much emotional attachment and determination in the presentation of Comrade Bombshell Geza, and Mnangagwa does not have an option. Definitely, after a presentation like this, no starting from onwards, he's definitely going to take action. He's definitely going to take measures as far as consolidation of power is concerned, so that he might set a couple of examples, so that come conference time, people will be in a straight line, and those that really know they are for Vice President Chiwenga will not even, he'll try and push so that at least they will not even attend and show a sign of solidarity with the vice president. So there's going to be a lot of homework, a lot of things which are going to be happening right on in the camp of Ziganandes, led by Gagwa and Chiwenga camp, also to make sure their plan falls into line exactly as what the people are anticipating, because people want, in General Chiwenga is the right man for that job.
So maybe the other question is, you are saying this, he said they will make sure that they bury 2030. This is the statement also that was said, but not in a similar fashion, by Chris Mutswangwa, who said the conference will actually decide on the 2030 issue, but seemingly on the support of Mnangagwa. The question is, do they have the numbers within that particular conference? Do they have the numbers?
Now, what people need to understand is, if people are to carry out a case study, interviewing people one-on-one, asking people, what do you want? Are you for 2030? No one really wants 2030. We've seen that with Bus Stop TV doing that, asking people questions. What do you think about? And everyone seems to be criticizing the 2030. So basically, what Comrade Bombshell Geza is saying is that all the structures within ZANU-PF, they are pro-General Chiwenga, and there is no room for 2030. So basically what it's interpreting to is it's setting the pace. It's telling people that this is more like a ZANU-PF conference because of time. Because
And
of time,
also,
it's like,
and he said
yes.
his silence was a strategic silence. Can you expand on that? He said, I've been silent for 2 months, and that was strategic.
He talks about observing.
Mhm.
You especially when you're working towards something, you don't just only observe. You don't just
Mhm.
just observe in silence. Obviously, there have been strategies that were being worked on, engagements that were being worked on, and now there's a big word which he mentioned indirectly, and I think,
Mhm.
as much as it did not really, but it's echoing in the minds of the people, the word progressive forces. Obviously it's talking about any time from now engaging these progressive forces towards the ouster of Emerson Mnangagwa, because there is no room for dialogue anymore. Mnangagwa has failed to listen. He's continue moving around parading Gananda to the world as if they are stakeholders in government, and enough is enough. That was the message of Comrade Bombshell.
And also, it talks of the titles that were highly inflated that the Mnangagwa administration got from his foreign trips that he undertook recently. Can you? Anyway, where is Blessed Geza getting this? Honestly, so he seems to be up to
That's a
date.
very good question.
Yes.
But is not in charge anymore.
Mm.
Because obviously, Blessed Geza is not a government official. How is it possible that he gets to acquire all of this information? How is it possible that he gets to hear, especially with the actual figures? So this shows that there is so much disgruntlement within the system. People are resisting Mnangagwa. People are resisting Zigananda, and they want to do away with those people because they are realizing that every day they are privatizing the nation, and they continue to plunder and steal national resources and from the national coffers. So they want to assist and work hand in glove with Comrade Bombshell Geza so that at least they push towards the ouster of Emerson Mnangagwa. This is how he's getting all of this information. The camp of Emerson Mnangagwa has been infiltrated. He's not in charge anymore. And it's not surprising looking around to see how many people are surrounding him. He's just by himself with people like Weeknell, Mafiki Zolos like Tungwarara, Mafiki Zolos like Kudakwashe Tagwire, and all other people are saying it's time for a proper restoration. It's time for proper cleansing as far as the nation is concerned, so that we correct the narrative and the trajectory of the nation towards economic freedom, towards a real democracy.
And also, there is something that comes into my mind. This conference would be done, I think, in Manicaland, if I'm not mistaken. And do you think that is a comfortable venue specifically for the Mnangagwa faction? Because we've seen them, even when it comes to elections, some elections had to be redone because his faction was losing certain people whom he did not expect, specifically in the Provincial Women's League. You remember there were elections that were nullified until Machacha went there and the right person was put there. An indication that in that province already, when it comes to numbers, Mnangagwa may not have numbers. Now, do you think he is comfortable after hearing Blessed Geza to continue with the venue of the conference in that particular province?
Now, looking at the venue, now
Mhm.
it's strategic for Comrade Bombshell Geza, and it's not strategic. It's not strategic for people like Emerson Mnangagwa. Why do I say so? Now, the hosting chairperson of the conference from the province is Tawanda Mkodza. And Tawanda Mkodza is at his weakest now. He's failed to consolidate power. He's failed to mobilize people and bring confidence within party structures. We see that even during self-verification.
Mhm.
So the party is at its weakest. In he's not rooted where he's coming from, and he's working with Mafikizolos. People like one provincial member like Clyde Jani, they know nothing of ZANU-PF politics. So looking at the elections that you were talking about, whereby his candidate, his preferred candidate for the Women's League, actually lost elections, and women constitute quite a big number as far as numbers are concerned, and he lost, not just losing, they lost decimally. So it shows it's not a strategic point, it's not a strategic time, it's not a strategic place for those that are pro 2030.
Don't you think they may attempt to actually change the venue after hearing this? That there is bound to be a confrontation between the factions. I'm just thinking.
It's too late. They cannot do that because they didn't see that one coming. Had they been in charge, had they been people that see things towards hosting that conference at a place where they know they've got strong structures, they know they've got serious dominance in that region. Had it been Midlands, maybe then it would be a question, there would be a bit of some doubts. But unfortunately, this is Manicaland. Manicaland is where I come from. I've got so much influence within the structures of ZANU-PF. I know what they want, and 2030 is not any of those things.
And also, it is the province of Senyato, ne? And
Yes,
yes, so I think,
that's where General
yeah,
Senyato comes
I'm
from.
worried.
That's where Danmo Mabondiani comes from.
I'm worried whether Zikanandas are going to be comfortable going to that particular place. And he touched also on the co-option of Gudawashe Takwire, that Mnangagwa has been trying to force it in. To him, Blessed Geza, Gudawashe Takwire is not a central committee member. But we have seen some of especially Patrick Chinamasa has already been put in the wagon of Mnangagwa. And taking into consideration the role he has played on the Gudawashe Takwire issue. What can you say about these issues? You know, there is a lot that the old men said. I think I may continue looking at some of those issues even up to tomorrow.
Sorry, would you mind just rephrasing? I didn't get you quite clearly.
Oh, okay. I was actually talking about Patrick Chinamasa, the involvement of Patrick Chinamasa in the issue of Gudawashe Takwire. You know, it was ventilated by Blessed Geza that Mnangagwa wants to pursue that idea of Gudawashe Takwire being placed in the Central Committee, and he has actually made it clear this time around that the ulterior motive is to actually put him in the presidency, which means it is to get rid of Chiwenga. And also we know what Chiwenga did to the men. Can any comment on this issue, and also the fact that Patrick Chinamasa has strategically, politically put himself in trouble, especially regarding the faction of retired General Chiwenga? I don't know whether you got me. You are receiving calls now. Okay, it appears we have lost Traore. So there are quite a number of issues that have been raised by Blessed Geza. I was commenting even on the issue of the Patrick Chinamasa playing a key. Yes, you can. I don't know whether you heard the question.
Yes, I just lost you there. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. No, I was talking about
Now,
the comments on Blessed Geza, particularly to Patrick Chinamasa, on the issue of Gunawa Shetabire.
understand something that Chinamasa is compromised. Chinamasa is pro 2030. Chinamasa, the house where he's staying now, he's staying in Scott Sakupanya's house.
Okay.
You see, the guy's been sick, going for medical for medical help in India. Kudakwashe Tagwire and Scott Sakupkanya have been paying all of those bills for him in India. So he does not have an option. He's someone that does things for money, and I'm sure you can see what he did during the 2017 time. Even Mugabe himself thought that Chinamasa was his man, but actually people realized that he was actually otherwise. So in this case as well, he's not someone that we can really trust, and his actions are actually showing that he's biased. He's been bought by Sugananda, and therefore he's doing their bidding.
Don't you think it's a game of survival, especially on his part?
It's a game of survival, yes, but at this point it's tricky now because everyone will be saying that. You see, when things go up, pushing for actually comes through, everyone will say we've always been doing this for survival. So who's stupid that has always been advocating for the right things? We are not kids anymore. We are grown-ups, and therefore when it comes to national matters, we need to speak with one voice. And it's not like you're the only person who's trying to be the voice of reason. We've got many people who are actually advocating for the right thing, sticking to the constitution of the party and of the nation. And a senior person like Patrick Chinamasa, indeed, if he had spoken out, nothing was definitely going to happen to him, because it would become obvious if he was to be persecuted that it's on the basis of supporting 2030.
Okay, I think I've said a lot. Very much, Traore, for coming through, and you have helped us to understand quite a number of issues. There's still a lot. I think we will continue watching the situation, as well as also maybe coming back to assist us on this channel in terms of understanding what is happening. But from the look of things, the lines have been drawn. I think it is becoming clearer and clearer as the days goes by. Thank you very much for your time. Your last words to the viewers.
It's going to be a long week between now and conference time. People must buckle up. People must brave for quite a lot of things which are going to be unfolding, because definitely battle lines have been drawn, and people that have not yet decided within party structures, within government structures, it's time they make a decision, because definitely if they choose otherwise, their political careers will be finished.
Okay, thank you very much, man. Thank you very much also to our viewers. Please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button before you sign off. You can financially support this channel by pressing the subscribe plus or join button and be part of our members who are the heartbeat of this channel. You can also financially support us by pressing the thanks button and send us stars. I think I will continue tomorrow to be dissecting some of the issues. There is a lot that Blessed Geza said. It was short, but it requires a lot of interpretation, and we will be doing so, I think, from tomorrow. For now, let me sign off and leave you. To remember to support my album, which is out on all digital platforms. You search for Hloniphani Ncube, and the title of the album is Uthando Lwakhe. There is a promotion video for that particular album. I hope you will enjoy with your loved ones. I'm signing off, and let me say good night to all our viewers. Thank